we're gonna be using a bool because we're gonna not use the call the notify from the tick, but we don't want it to tick constantly. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna use a bool. We're gonna create a variable. We're gonna call it start notify, or is notify running. You can put whatever name you want. Turn it to a boolean. Now let's delete this because we already have the progress bar. So we're gonna do a quick branch here, an if statement. So if super energy is equal or above to 100, we are gonna call start notify super. So start notify super, and we're gonna call that function. So if it's 100 and is notify running false. So if we are not running a notify and our super energy is above 100, then we're gonna start notify. When we start, we are quickly, let me move this, we are quickly gonna set notify running to true. And once we set this to true, that should stop this function from running every single tick. We're gonna set this to false when we stop, when we hide the text. Let's see if it works. I just thought of that right now. I didn't actually plan this whole tutorial. So if I'm not running notify and super energy is above 100 or equal to 100, start notify super, this should run. Set this, which prevents this whole event from running every single tick, and this should happen. Let's quickly compile, and we're gonna set the regeneration rate quickly to 5. See how fast it goes, just to see if this whole system works. Yep, there we go. Oh, it keeps calling it. Yeah, it keeps calling it. So after 5 seconds it hides, and then it calls supercharge again, because it's always staying above 100. So what we need is has used super, and we're gonna add to this again. So alrighty guys, I solved the problem. Basically you're gonna create the boolean has used super, or whatever name you want, and you're gonna set that boolean to true. And you're gonna connect it, make another, oh, let me make another pin, drag this here, and on start you're gonna set that to false. So we're gonna set this to true when we actually use the super ability, just to prevent this from running always. So if we hit play, we see the text that it showed up, and it will disappear and will not show up again. Perfect. So we already built a system behind that actually supports the super. Now we actually need to do the super ability, which is pretty simple. We're just gonna make a slow projectile spawn and just explode. Nothing difficult. So we got this. Quickly manage super notify. Perfect. Now we need to do the actual super input ability. So right click, input super ability, which is the input we did at the beginning, and here we are going to spawn an actor from class. Now quickly, before we complete these, go to first person example map, look for blueprints, and take the first person projectile, duplicate it just so we have the same functionality. We're gonna call this Nova Bomb. We're gonna go in, and we're just going to make this a little bit bigger. On the scale, let's put 5, 5, 5. And we're gonna change the color or the material. Just pick something here cool. Let's pick hex tile, whatever. Now it's gonna compile the shaders. So we're gonna hit. Oh, it's the one without lights. Oh well. So we're gonna do this. Okay, now quickly just to show it happening like an effect. Event hit. So once we hit anything, we just want to make a new particle. So spawn particle. We just want to spawn a particle. Connect this to this, this to this, and just connect hit location to location. And on the emitter, we're just gonna pick explosion. So it should explode when colliding with anything. So compile. Now back to our character. So when we press the super ability, first, before doing anything, we need to check to branch and check if super energy is above or equal 100. That's true. Then spawn our projectile, which is Nova Bomb. Gonna quickly look for the projectile math right here in our first person character. We're just gonna take the same transform from the projectile in the first person template and we're gonna copy it over. Let's drag this a little bit further, put this here, and connect that to our spawn transform. And always spawn, ignore collisions, just to make sure it always spawns. So gone offset, yeah, basically just copy the same math. And after we spawn our Nova Bomb, we want to set super energy back to 0. Let's see if it worked. Let's drop back the super energy regeneration rate to 2.5 or 3. Put it to 3. Compile. Quickly save everything. And let's hit play. Supercharged. Press Q. Oh. And as you might see, we did the super system. Very simplified. So our supercharge is full. We press our ability and we spawn it. We forgot to set past use super back to true. So then we can set up the notify system again and it loops perfectly. Let's quickly change the regeneration rate to 1.5 so we see the progress bar moving slowly. Okay, hit play. Supercharged. Wait for it to disappear. Spawn our ability. Supercharged. Our ability is not the best way to show it. You can do anything fancy. I just did like a really default projectile that doesn't work as expected. So we got our super. We press Q and we did our super ability. Our text keeps showing. Let's see if it looks perfectly. Yep. And there we go, guys. We recreated the super system from Destiny in the most simplified form. From here, you can basically take this template we just did and modify it to your own like. You can create right here on the input action. If you're a little bit more savvy with programming, you can basically just call any an interface function and have a class for all your abilities. So you can basically just call that class and do any type of ability you want. Basically spawn a giant projectile, create something or just do whatever type of behavior. So when you press the input action, you can use your creativity and create your own super system. Oh wait, I actually forgot the orbs. Wow, I forgot the orbs. Quickly, right click, empty spot, create a blueprint class. We're gonna create an actor. We're gonna call this super energy orb. Right here, add component, and we are gonna add a collision, a box collision, or a sphere. Yeah, sphere collision, and we are going to add a sphere shape inside this collision. Just make it a little bit smaller. There we go. Okay, and we're gonna change the color. Pick something blue. Let's see, or just pick anything. Just make it grass. Fuck it. Our super energy orbs are gonna be ground moss. Okay, we set the material. Now take the sphere collision, call it whatever you want. I'm gonna call it orb collision. Gonna go to event graph, gonna click my orb collision. I'm gonna scroll down. Wait, gonna go first collision presets, custom, click ignore, and we are going to overlap pawn. Now we're gonna create an event, begin overlap. When it overlaps our character, first person character, we are going to add energy, and we are going to add 10. Click compile. We're gonna go to our first person character, and we're gonna drop again the regeneration rate. Just put it 0.5 just to make it slower. Hit compile. Now we're gonna drop the orbs around. Gonna drop a couple of orbs. You can make them like spawn when killing enemies and stuff. Just doing it very simple. We got 6 orbs. We're gonna click play. Or super used, whatever. It's too fast. Yeah, it's way too fast. Let's drop the super regeneration rate to 0.01 or 0.01. Now it's gonna be really slow. And 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Play. And it's really slow. I think if we go and touch it, we get super energy, but we forgot to destroy the ball when we pick it up. So they're gonna be standing. We're gonna go over to our orbs and I'm gonna touch them. And we pick the orb and we get the energy from it. So we pick. Okay guys, my bad again. We are actually setting the amount we get from the function instead of adding it to our current super energy. New mistakes. So take super energy, add. We're gonna add a float. We're gonna add the energy we get from the event, and we're gonna connect that to our value. Compile. We go back to our orb. Connect this up. Hit compile. Now it should work without any problems. There we go. So we pick the orb, disappears, we get the super energy, we picked it up, we pick it up, and we are supercharged. Now we use our ability. Extreme. Wow. Fascinating. Okay, now we are complete. So again, in this video we pretty much reverse engineered the Destiny Super System and we recreated it from scratch on Unreal Engine in its most basic form. So you can take this and you can mold it to your own system or add multiplayer support to it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this first video. There's gonna be way more coming, and I already got a bunch of ideas to use for the upcoming videos. If you got any specific mechanic that you would like to see or from any modern game, please comment below, let me know. Also, let me know what you think about this video and the whole series overall. I know it's not designated for gamers, it's actually more for game developers. So yeah, voice your opinion, let me know. See you on the next video.